Hi, this is Sapper Prepper, Charlie. I've got some news here. The usual World War III threat from Mr. Vladimir Putin. It says here, this is through the Daily Mirror, so take it as you see fit. Russia has issued a direct nuclear threat to the UK and the US following the seizure of the Mariana oil tanker in the North Atlantic, which has left Vladimir Putin raging. Russia has issued a terrifying World War III threat after US forces seized the Mariana oil tanker yesterday. The oil tanker was accused of breaching sanctions imposed by the US. Russia has issued the terrifying World War III threat after US forces seized the Mariana oil tanker yesterday. RAF surveillance aircraft and a naval supply ship, the RFA Tide Force, assisted the operation to capture the Mariana in the Atlantic on Wednesday following a request from the US. Venezuelan-linked vessel previously known as the Bella 1 was seized as it travelled north and eastwards through the waters between Iceland and Scotland, despite it being shadowed by Russian forces. Russian lawmaker Alexei Zhuralev told Vladimir Putin to attack with torpedoes after the US-British operation and to sink a couple of American Coast Guard boats. He raised that this is nothing less than outright piracy, the seizure of a civilian vessel by the armed forces of the American Navy. He went on, in essence, it is the same as an encroachment on Russian territory, since the tanker was sailing under our national flag, he says. There is no doubt that the response must be firm and swift. Our military doctrine is such a case. It even provides for the use of nuclear weapons, he said. The deputy chairman of the Russian Parliament's Defence Committee, he added, I think the United States, which is in a kind of euphoria of impunity after the special operation in Venezuela, can only be stopped now with such a slap on the nose. Another hardline MP and reserve commander, Lieutenant General Andrei Zhuralev, lashed out, there is nothing stopping us from imposing sanctions against all ships heading to the Black Sea ports, Odessa, Mykolaiv, stopping, inspecting and in fact even sinking them if we don't like something. He urged using nuclear-capable missile systems like Reznik to hit the West's missile production's capabilities, singling out a German arms maker. What's stopping us from striking us, for example, at Rheinmetall, which produces ammunition for Ukraine? Nothing, he says, and the ammunition will run out. Questioning Putin's failure so far to respond after a call, ignored by the US, for America not to seize the fleeing Mariana, he declared, we need the political will to cut off all channels. Dmitry Medvedev, former Kremlin president and deputy head of the Kremlin Security Council, issued his own message to Donald Trump's administration. Don't play games with Russia, he said. Defence Secretary John Healey told MPs the seizure had been legally justified as the tanker had been stateless and falsely flying the flag of Ghana when it was first intercepted. He said a stateless vessel may be lawfully intercepted and subjected to the law of the interdicting state. Mr. Healey added that the Mariana had been involved in breaching sanctions on Iran, telling the Commons over a 4-year period, reports suggest that this vessel moved some 7.3 million barrels of Iranian crude oil, the proceeds of which had been used to finance terrorism, threat and instability across the world. He added it was telling that the ship had changed its name and tried to adopt the Russian flag in an effort to evade seizure. But the Russian Foreign Ministry suggested the seizure had breached the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea, saying it had given the ship a temporary permit to sail under the Russian Federation flag on Christmas Eve. Ahead of the Mariana seizure, Kremlin advisor and former Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Andrei Fedorov warned such a move would be considered as an attack on Russia, and it could lead to very critical or maybe even crisis situation in relations between Russia and the US. So, as you can hear, that Russia once again throwing their teddy in the corner and giving their World War III threats. We'll just have to wait and see if there's any fact basis in this. It comes down to whether he's got it or he ain't. Has he grown a pair since we last known? Well, he hasn't. So there we go. Just keep your ears out and keep prepping and keep your ears to the rail, so to speak. Well, that's it for now. Sapper. Oh, one more thing. I am still doing the march in March for the 10 miles, so I will leave the link down below for people to donate. And I'm also doing the Great Tommy Sleepout in March as well, so I'll leave the link for that as well. There's also going to be another link for my GoFundMe page, so people can donate or they don't have to. You know, it's not mandatory, and I'm not going to judge if anyone doesn't want to. So that's it for now. Speak to you soon. Everyone stay safe. Catch you later.
From the hills to the harbor, from the roar to the rain, we were born under banners that remember our name.